there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judy and I'm the running sewing sew, and as you can see I'm sat at my sewing desk today. Got my sewing machine behind me and I've got Poppy on the windowsill, and I thought I would just bring you a little bit of an update, and I'm going to cut straight into the Festival of Quilts, which I went to with Rachel from Stitched Up. And while we were there we met Sian and her mum and her sister-in-law and another lady called Lee, and it was an absolutely lovely day. Oh, and Nia's mum was there as well, and it was an absolutely beautiful day. We had a wonderful time. I'm hopeless, I didn't film an awful lot, but I'm now going to show you what it is that I filmed. Here we are at the Festival of Quilts. Come down with Rachel. We met up with a few people. So here we are at the Sherwoods Fabrics store, and here's Rachel. Good morning, Rachel. And I have told her she's not to buy anything before lunch.
Not letting me buy anything.
I'm holding on to her credit card. So if you're watching, Martin, I'm holding on to her credit card. But we have fallen in love with a thing here called a... Nia, I'm just going to video this one. Isn't that gorgeous?
I know, it's lovely.
What do you think?
It's not me, but it's lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah. I love that. Say hello. Yeah, I'm filming. This is Nia. Hello. Nia. And Nia's mum and Jane. I just love this. So Rachel and I have fallen in love with this one, and I think this is coming home. But I'd like to look at some patterns first at lunchtime. Those of you that follow Instagram, I found Dovetailed in London at Festival of Quilts. And I've just had a lovely chat with the Darkie. There she is. Hello there. Hello. When did you write your book, Darkie?
So I wrote my book over the course of about 18 months.
Yes.
And we published in February of 2020.
I can remember it coming out. Was it 21?
February
It was when it came out, yes.
Yes.
So she's really kindly helped me find some fabric, and I'm going to make a dress out of it. So.
And I can't wait to see the dress.
Oh, I'm going to have to get on with it straight away, aren't I? Thanks ever so much. It's quick coffee time here at the Festival of Quilts. Hello, Rachel. Hello. Hello. We are checking out where to go next. We are currently here in a restaurant, and the VIP lounge is here. I have just spotted that there is a gin and fizz bar, which may be a necessary stop off now before we have lunch. I don't know. Time will tell. I am just at the Sherwoods Fabrics store trying to choose some fabric to make another dress, and I am inundated with choice. How much choice have I got here? Yeah. Far too much choice. Do I have poppies? Life in Venice?
500
oh my gosh, I know. It's just gorgeous. That's really nice, but I'm wondering if that might be more me.
I've been eyeing this one up as well. I love the pink one. I've just finished addressing that.
I should get that, should I? I will get that. Okay, you're enabling me, are you?
Absolutely.
So here we all are. We're buying yet more fabric from Sherwoods. More fabric from Sherwoods. Sian's just checking what she could buy from Sherwoods, and Rachel is now buying fabric. But I have bought fabric. It's in here. But it was a lovely experience. Actually nice to be able to feel the fabric for a change, which I've not been able to do for a while. And the Festival of Quilts is really calm. Really calm, plenty of space to move around. A lot of people wearing masks. Masks are on and off. Some people are wearing them more and some people aren't wearing them as much. But it's really lovely, so much space around. So as you can see, I saw lots of people and had an absolutely wonderful time. What did I buy at the Knitting and Stitching show? I bought loads. And I'm going to start with this gorgeous Lady McElroy hydrangea cotton lawn, and I have bought enough of that to make another scout dress. And the scout dress was the Patreon pattern for July with Charm Patterns, Gertie from Charm Patterns. I have signed up for a year for Patreon with them, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And this pattern just really hit me. Did the Gertie it's not the Gertie dress, it's the Scout dress, and I keep wanting to call it the Gertie dress by Scout Patterns. It's the Scout pattern by Gertie, Charm Patterns. But also Lady McElroy. Now I've never had Lady McElroy fabrics before because I've always been, I did order some and I was a bit disappointed. But what was really lovely is I hadn't realised that Sherwoods and Lady McElroy, Sherwoods Fabrics, Lady McElroy were one of the same. The next one I bought is a lemon, and it's got a little gold fleck on it. Now that's the base base fabric with the gold fleck, and onto it they print these beautiful patterns. And I think they called this the Vienna viscose lawn because it's got these lovely little spots. Now I did want to buy a different one, and I think you'll see that Rachel's bought that one, and it had lots of different panels on it, but for the dress I'm thinking of making with it, I didn't think it would work, because I have got the McCalls M7801, and I'm thinking that would work with this particular fabric, but I think that those might be a project for next summer. I also have fallen into the Savannah Club, the Lady McElroy Savannah, and Sian ordered some of this Savannah viscose, and she ordered a job lot, so we were able to buy it at wholesale price. I've got some, and Rachel's got some, and Sian's got an awful lot of it because I think she's doing a project which involves a lot of this particular fabric. But again, I thought the McCalls would work with that. But also, somebody has put a challenge out on Instagram, and it's called Sew Your Birth Year, something like that. I'll just double check it and pop it at the bottom. My birth year is 1961. So I had a little look online, and I found two patterns. And the first one is Butterick 6381. There it is. And it is 1961. And I thought, oh, I rather like that, but I did rather like this Simplicity one, and that is Simplicity 8591, and it claims to be early 60s. Now, I can remember seeing pictures of my mum in dresses very similar to these, and in May 1961, she and Dad went to Norway, went to a place called Norheimsen on the Hardangerfjord. And I can just remember seeing pictures of that holiday, and Mum in dresses with these lovely full skirts, and she was expecting me at the time. So I'm thinking that I might use this Savannah viscose, all my lemons, to make one of these dresses. So I promise I will only use one of these viscoses, and the other one will be the McCalls up here. You might see me leaning forward. I've actually got you on my kitchen breakfast bar, and I've got all the fabrics around me. I thought I'd get organised today. Now, the other place we went to was Rosenburg and Sons. I think it's Stitch Fabrics they call it. And I bought this gorgeous cotton. Italian cotton is just stunning. Now, I've seen a pattern. I'm going to pop it in here, and it's by Cami Made, and it is the Colette pattern, and it takes just 2 meters. So I've bought 2 meters of that. I was very restrained, believe me. I was restrained compared to the lengths of fabric that other people were buying. But I did have one lovely blowout. As you will see, I met the lovely Etta from Dovetailed, and she is the lady that imports these beautiful African wax prints, and she has written a book on how to use the African wax prints, and I have started to look at it because the first thing I was rather hoping I could see in it was how to handle these fabrics. Believe me, it's right at the very front. Literally, I opened the book up as I'm doing with you now. You can see it's now falling open at certain pages, and this is page 8, working with African wax prints. Perfect, just what I needed, because 2 years ago I was in Cape Town and I bought this one in Cape Town, and I thought, how do I work with this? I haven't got a clue, this book tells me. So I now know how to wash it, how to iron it, and how to handle it, and I will come to that during my makes. Now, this is going to be part of my makes for August, is handling African wax prints. And I will be washing that, and I will be covering that in my makes video. Because what I want to make is this lovely dress, and I've got it all marked up. It is the Etta sleeveless shirt dress by Dovetailed Patterns, and Adaku has drafted this pattern, and I have already been in touch with her because I just wanted to check the ease on it. And she then said this is the fabric that she has used to make it, and the instructions even cover taking off the little pieces of paper that hold the material in place. And I think the wonders of this such as this great design here will come into how to use that and how to work with that will be part of using the pattern. So that is my first make, and that covers everything I bought at the knitting and stitching show. But this is me we're talking about. And I've got a wedding this month, so I have got some patterns for what I'm going to make up for Hannah's wedding party, and I've got them here. Please excuse me turning around, but I've got everything around me, so hopefully I've got it all quickly here. So I have got the Monica dress by Apolline Patterns. Now this is going to cause a little bit of interest because this is in French and I need to use Google Translate. As I said before, use the app, hover it over the French or whichever language your pattern is in, and it will instantly translate it. You can then screenshot it and write that bit on your pattern, then you can delete the photograph. Dead easy. There's always a way forward. It's not a problem. There is always a solution, trust me. That is my motto in life. There is a solution to everything. And to make this, I have bought exactly the same fabric that I used to make the Maison Fauve Zenith dress. I'll put a picture in there of the Zenith dress. And it is this beautiful viscose crepe from Atelier Brunette in, it's like a corally colour, but I've got a hat to match. I'll put a picture in again. Here's the picture of me wearing the outfit for the wedding. I have got a beautiful hat made by a lovely lady called Tracy in York. And if anybody is interested locally in hats made by Tracy, if you just ping me a message below, then I'll add her details because she doesn't have Facebook, I don't think. If she does, it'll be in the description box. But I have this beautiful viscose, and that is the pattern I'm going to make with it. Now this wedding celebration is in September. And last time for the wedding, I used a scarf from my running friend Melanie. But I don't necessarily know if that's going to be the right thing to have this time. But I do have another pattern. Oh, what a surprise. It's another Maison Fauve pattern. It is their Camellia jacket. Now, it is very boxy and it is very Chanel-esque. Those of you that will have remembered, I have got a bit of a passion for Chanel, and camellias were her chosen flower. But I do have a black camellia I can wear with it because I've got black shoes and I have got a black classic flap Chanel bag, which you will see in the photographs that I'll be wearing it. So I can put that camellia onto it. But what am I going to use to make it? Now, Rachel and I both bought this fabric, and this is a collaboration between Walkie Talkie Fabrics and Atelier Brunette, and it is a jacquard. And I don't honestly think that this fabric is available in the UK. This is one side of the jacquard, and this is the other. And this jacquard is available from Atelier Brunette, and you need to go to the French shop and order it online from the French shop because I've not seen it in this country. To line it, I have got blush viscose, which does work in the same colour palette. As I've said before, Atelier Brunette fabrics work together as a colour palette. So these are the three I've got. The only thing I'm missing is maybe some linen or something heavier. I have got some blush gabardine, cotton gabardine from AB, that I could use to do up the band down the front. Now, the three things that are at the top of my list for making are my Etta dress from Dovetailed. Then I will do the Apolline dress, the Monica dress by Apolline Patterns. Then I will do the jacket last. The jacket is the one thing I don't need. If I can get that made, I will. I'm not planning on going away this summer. My holiday will be at home. Now, I have got some more fabric here because there's one other thing I'm going to make. I've got it all behind me and underneath. I've got some gorgeous coral linen from Fabric Godmother, and I want to make the Zadie jumpsuit. Everybody likes the Zadie jumpsuit. I've never made it, but I want to make it. And we've had a bit of hot weather in the UK. And I went online and I saw this pattern. It's from Coralie Biasson, another of my favourites. She sometimes has her instructions in English. In fact, I've not opened this one since it came because I was busy making something else. And this is the guide, and the guide is in French. I'm wondering if I've got an English guide in this one as well. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. and this one is totally in French. So it's lovely, just straightforward paper. As I said before, I shall be photocopying it and just popping it on in pencil. I always write on the patterns in pencil. If I ever want to rub it out, I can do. This is just a standard, straightforward jumpsuit, and I'm sure a lot of you that have sewn a lot and you're getting more experience, you'll be able to look at the pictures and work out how to make it. Seriously, it is that easy. And the fabric I've got for it, I've got a right mess over here of fabric, it's just a viscose, and it is from the Atelier Brunette new range. There you go. So if I can get that made, I will do, but I don't want to put myself under any pressure to get lots of things sewn up. I know I've had a lovely time at the Festival of Quilts, and I'm not one of these people that wants to push out every month what I'm going to make, because I don't want to put myself under pressure. As I've mentioned to lots of you before, I do suffer from mental health issues, and as we come up towards my daughter's wedding, I know that things are going to get a little bit tense for me. I'm already starting to feel just a little bit overwhelmed. Something is kicking off in the background which I don't want to discuss with you, but my aim is to deal with it calmly and not to let myself get overwhelmed. I am still speaking to my counsellor. Please don't be frightened. If anybody's got mental health issues, you must talk about them. Talking and sharing helps the problem. A problem shared is a problem halved. And believe me, that is so very, very true. Now, I did try and video myself making the scout dress that I wore to the Festival of Quilts, and I failed abysmally. I got so taken up with actually making it. I had such a ball. It was wonderful. I never ever got it made. That's the video. I got the dress made, but I didn't actually film it at all. I think there's a couple of bits, and if there's anything, I'm going to put it in now to make a charm pattern, which is this one here. And this is the Patreon pattern that came with my Charm Patterns Patreon subscription for July. And it's lovely. It's a full 50s style dress, buttons up the front, and it's got sleeves on it. And so the first thing I've done is I've washed my fabric. I have measured myself and recorded what I need to do on here. Here on the sewing table, I have got my tape measure, a pencil. I've got my big roll of tracing paper over there. I've got my phone because I'm waiting for someone to come and collect an alteration, the mother of the bride one, pencil sharpener, and I have got various rulers hung up around the room. So I'm not even going to record this because I'm also waiting for a delivery from Atelier Brunette. So I will be back with you very, very shortly. Hi, I'm just going to return to actually tracing out the pattern for this dress. And there's an awful lot of curves on this. I do trace my patterns because I always think I could reuse them. You know, what if Hannah wanted me to make the dress for her and she's a completely different size to me? So I use this curved, it's called a French curve, and it allows you to follow a seam, a line that you're cutting much more accurately. The reason I pulled you out is this one here. This seam here on the bodice of this garment is just very slightly curved. And with these curved things, you can just slide up and down till you the right bit of the curve. Now here, I'm going to go into the arm, and I'm following the number 6 line here, and it literally is just a question of lining it up and tracing the right bit of the curve. But as you go into the armpit, I need to know where I'm coming out before I do much more. I'm coming out here. Just going to put that in so that's I know where that's coming out. But I've got a curve here I need to see, and one of these bits will fit in. It's just a question of which bit and moving it around and seeing which bit of the curve will sit in better. Can you see here that my little lines are lining up perfectly there? Because I know that I go on time and time and time and time again about doing tests, and I always do tests. And I did see another video where someone had done a test, and I can't remember where it was now. Anyhow, I've got a scrap here. Can you see there? And you can see all the different buttonholes I've done. This is the last one I've done, and a lot of modern machines have got different types of buttonholes that you can choose with your sewing machine, and I like to play around and see which one I like the best. Now, I am working downwards in size. I've just done one buttonhole here, and it's really come out very, very, very well. And I'm going to put, this is the button I've chosen to use. It's a flower shaped button, and it matches the floral fabric. And it does slide through, but it slides through really easily. Now, I would say that that is too loose. So I'm going to do another one. So and off I go. I'd rather hoped that I have one of these things on my machine where I'm allowed to measure the buttonhole and put the button on and measure it. But it's not as accurate as doing testers to make certain that your buttonhole works. So here we go. Here's my tester. Apologies for the background noise. And literally I'm trying to hold the fabric as steady as possible. So I think after all these years, and I really do, I'm very fortunate that I've got a really good machine buttonhole option on my machine. But I still have the heebie-jeebies every time I have to do a buttonhole. Here we go. And I can tell you now this one's working. It's working really well. And that one's worked superbly. I really hope this works. I'm going to have to flip it upside down when I show you on the editing. But let me just put my... Now, if you're using one of these unpickers, you have to be really careful. It's not about speed. It's being slow. And I'm going to push my button through. And I would say that that button is secure. I do, on my dress, vertical buttonholes. And the reason I do vertical buttonholes is if you get quite a tight fit, you won't get any pulling apart. If you do a horizontal buttonhole, it doesn't matter where you put the button will slide. You find one that I've opened. You find a bigger one here. If you do a horizontal buttonhole, it doesn't matter. Here we go. It doesn't matter where you put the button on that dress, it will slide to the end like that. Where you've shanked the button into your garment, it will slide to the end, so you will see that bit of buttonhole. I do mine vertically, and it will stay in the middle of the buttonhole, which is where I want it to be. Men's shirts, when you buy them, have vertical buttonholes. The top one is horizontal, the rest are vertical. That's why I do it, so they don't pull and there's no gaping. Because if you pull, you're loosening it off, and you could get some gaping where the buttonhole is on the shirtwaisting dress. So there you are, you can see what I did with the scout dress. I think there's a little bit about buttonholes there that I wanted to show to you about buttonholes, and I'm a real avid sample doer. Do your samples, do them as often as you need till you have got what you want perfect. That little, remember the old sewing set, the old saying, a stitch in time saves 9, and it does. Do loads of tests. Test your seams, test how your buttonholes are going to work. Can you get your buttons on your garment without breaking a button? Yes, I broke one button on that scout dress, and I need to get new buttons because I needed 10 buttons and I now only have 9 on it. So I wasn't very happy with myself on that one. So my sewing room is set up for my school summer holidays, because I'm now on going to go into week 2. I've got 5 weeks, and that's 5 weeks. At the end of the 5th week from now will be the wedding. So I hope you have enjoyed what I've got to share. I've shared with you today. It's a bit bitty. I know I've been a bit distant. I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely fine, but when I get into school mode, I sort of throw myself completely into school mode, and I come home, and I never ever want anyone to think that I'm complaining when I say this. I'm not, it's just my life. I have to do everything. So I do my own garden, I do my own cleaning, I do have to do all my washing and ironing and my cooking and seeing my families, and sometimes something has to give. But actually, it's been a really good balance through this summer term of work and life and sewing. and I have got a video coming out, and I filmed it before this, but I really want to publish it, and it's on why I do alterations for people. And through the summer school term I've done a lot of alterations, and I really hope you enjoy watching that too. And one last thing before I go, what am I wearing? I'm wearing my Parma top, and Rachel and I did make these at the sewing weekend and a sewing day together, and we ordered the fabric box from Maison Fauve and we made the pattern up together. So we've both got one of these tops. Hers has got looks like lilac branches. It's the same blushy colour at the background, but she's got blue flowers on hers, and it is this beautiful pattern. So it came with the pattern and the fabric, and I'm hoping that Julie at Maison Fauve does some more of these boxes, because I really enjoyed that fabric box. I am going to go off to York Designer Outlet to meet my daughter, and we are going to get an outfit for her mother-in-law to wear at the wedding celebration. And this wedding celebration is going to run as if it was the wedding. We're having a ceremony in the church, a full wedding breakfast, photographs, champagne reception, and then we're having an evening do. And thankfully I don't have to stay at a hotel, because it's at the big country hotel that is literally 5 minutes walk from home. So I shall sleep in my own bed, and the best bit about it is my cousin Alex is going to stay with me for that weekend as well, so that will be absolutely fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed my vlog, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.